Hello, and welcome back to another stream of Dice Dropping Song of Ice and Fire role-playing game, The Chronicles of House Weirlight. Hi, House Weirlight.
Hello,
Hello.
Johnny.
How is everyone feeling today?
Nervous.
Okay.
Unconscious. Unconscious right now.
Mhm.
That's how I
Unconscious.
feel.
How are
So maybe unconscious? Who
feeling
knows?
Unconscious. That seems to be the mood of at least a third of the house currently.
Woo!
Yes, it has been.
gotta go for a clean sweep?
Yeah.
Especially while
Hope
hosting.
not.
It'd be great. All of us knocked out.
A third of the house. I'm pretty sure that's a half of the house.
All of us
Listen,
black out and we wake up
It's
at a Pokemon Center.
We're like two fits.
So, it's been a second, and I hope everyone is feeling good, ready to keep going into our story. It's been a little stressful, what with what we left off on, and all of the things that happen to people. I feel you, Bailey. Yes,
Good.
I feel the death eyes. But there is a lot at stake. There is a lot going on. There was a lot going wrong, really, on both sides. But despite all of the activity, 3/7 of the house kind of out of commission for a little bit, at least. The guests, basically most of the houses of the Reach and some beyond, are entirely ignorant to
Apparently we're throwing a great party. Yeah,
what is going on, as most of the guests are in the absolutely massive expanded grand hall with music and laughter and joy. Dancing is beginning to start up. It is truly a raucous, merry night, and all of the servants brought by these people are all out in the front areas near the gate and in the sprawling areas out there, kind of doing their own thing. And all of these activities have happened nowhere near any of those locations. So, for the moment, all are ignorant.
We're doing okay, guys. It's fine. It's fine.
Yes, indeed. So, we had many events happen over the last story session, where some people were attacked by a shadowed figure. They could not. They could not. While they did not win the fight, they also simultaneously did not lose the fight, driving off their attacker. Do some cleverly placed deal making. Meanwhile, the attacker, this shadowed figure, whatever this perpetrator of this seemingly half-baked plot, has obviously lost it to some degree, and was held up in a location, raining arrows down upon anyone who got close. And well, there's kind of been a lot happening. The air was struck with at least 2 separate arrows, yet somehow they're completely fine.
One of them is a bolt.
Thank you, Diedrich. Yes, one of them was a bolt directly through their throat.
Yes.
Yet somehow they are miraculously fine. There has been a lot of activity, and I think we're kind of just going to start to get into it, and we're gonna start with Mariella. Last we left Mariella, she felt rather queasy, rather strange, felt some blood in her mouth, excused herself from the table, went behind a sort of veiled area, and immediately spewed forth just a torrent of blood. Her two of her very close companions witnessing this.
Oh, who was the other one? All I knew was Constance.
It was Constance, and there was someone with her that you didn't quite see the face of. But there is a second person
Cool.
there.
The last thing is get me to Thorsten.
You thought you said that, but what came out of your mouth was basically just but interesting enough, Mariella, as we are going to focus in, you don't quite actually fall to unconsciousness. Not quite, really. You, in fact, blink and put your hands on the warm ground, warm stone ground, and begin to pull yourself up, and you realize there is just blood everywhere, and your vision is completely red. Everything is tinged with red. There is a filter over your eyes. You can't hear anything. All you can hear is your own heartbeat, which is beating rather fast. Just boom, 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 and it is very loud in your ears. Your vision is tunneled. But you feel like the ground. You can feel things with your hands. You feel someone touching your right arm and trying to maybe like pull you up a bit, but you physically don't feel weak. You just feel out of sorts. Like you're not, like if you want to move your left arm, something else happens, but physically you don't feel like incapable or weak.
Okay, so like there wasn't pain. Well, wasn't there like some sort of like pain and then blood?
There was a shooting pain in your throat and then blood. The pain is now beginning to spread throughout your body. It's not debilitating, but it is loud and distracting. You are not sure what's going on, but something about you right now, you kind of don't want to be like on the ground or grabbed or coddled. You just feel yourself trying to stand up. And again, there's no weakness in your limbs. It's just a confusion about what this body do.
Yeah, I think like she tests to see like what can get her to like lean towards the wall, so then like she can like use the wall to like help get her up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You in fact, it takes some trial and error, but you begin to pull up, and all you can see, you're just sort of looking down this hallway that is dark and leads out into, like, in the very distance, you see like this little mote of flame, probably like the torches at the end of the tunnel, as the sun has just now set within a few moments of you doing this. You feel someone again trying to grab your arm and lift you up, but when you kind of moved away from them to go to the wall, it was fairly effortless to get out of their grip. You feel that you just sort of need to stand up. So you're very much tunnel vision. You have no peripheries. You just sort of looking down this dark twisting hallway. Everything's red. And you can only hear your own heartbeat. What would you like to do?
I think she like takes like a couple of deep breaths first, and like proceed to like slowly right herself, and then kind of look to see like, because I imagine like, although she can't see them, it's like she's aware that somebody tried to touch her, so she knows that their body, like there's somebody on the other side. She's gonna like slowly turn, like for fear of like further disjarring movement or whatever.
You turning your head very slowly.
Yeah,
just as slow as you can. Yeah, absolutely. Your vision comes in and you see tinged in red, you see Constance, and she's looking at you. She looks very concerned, and she looks like she's mouthing something to you because you can't hear her. It's just your heartbeat, or at least a heartbeat, over and over pounding in your ears. And she's like
Could I do like an awareness or something to see if I can read her lips?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you could try. Yeah.
Oh,
This would be actually cunning.
cunning. Okay.
Yeah, because seeing her lips is you have no problem. It's just being able to interpret it.
All right.
Do you have any specialties in cunning that you would like to try and justify to me?
No, I don't.
Okay.
That it's on my to-do list. I just haven't hit that point yet.
You're good.
All right, so just straight cunning.
Yeah.
A 9.
9. Yeah, you think she's saying your name, and like she's talking fast, so it's a little hard. But you're pretty sure she's like Mariella. Like you're pretty sure she's saying a few things, but the main thing is she's asking if you're like okay.
I go to try to talk. Does it hurt? Because the
Yes.
lovely.
As you begin to put exert effort into your throat, there is a sharp pain.
Yeah, I think like she like probably like gives a look and is like holding her
Sure.
throat, kind of a
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. You're starting to feel a light from the left side of you, back towards like the dark spitting hall, tunnel.
I kind of turn enough to like
Still-
get it
still
within my
slowly.
tunnel.
Yeah, still slowly. Yeah, absolutely. At the end, in the dark tunnel, you see that there's this lithe figure, wreathed in red light. They themselves are a shadow, a just pure black, but they are wreathed in the outline of them is wreathed in like red kind of burning light. You just see like a profile. They're incredibly lithe, smallish, very, very androgynous, very innocuous. And their head slowly turns towards you, and you can see erupting out of their face more red light that you're pretty certain is their like eyes. And it's just hitting you in the face, and you feel that once you see that, it's very difficult to look away. And it's beginning to like their shape and form is beginning to almost feel like it like gets really close and then really far away and then kind of shaking and shimmering.
It's telescoping on me.
Yeah, very much
Oh.
so. It's very much like the Wraith world, Lord of the Rings. Everything's just like just not quite there.
Yeah,
and
I think like during this, like it's her father's daughter and she's got 4 fucking ranks of will. It's like
yeah.
like stand up straighter and like very deliberately like looks dead on towards this person.
Yeah. So when you do that, when you look dead on, you hear a voice, and it drowns out. It doesn't drown out your the heartbeat you're hearing. In fact, it's like you turned the volume up to hear them, and so your heartbeat gets louder along with them. It sounds like they're whispering, but it's incredibly loud. As it's and the fact that you can hear them from this distance is warping your brain. And you just hear this voice, and it's soft and difficult to make out, but somehow loud at the same time. It's just like, I think, I think, come here, the sound of the veins and the sap and the blood in the trees, and just like it just starts, begins to go through this very strange, like odd sing-songy cadence. And they could come find his sister under the blood of the sap of the trees. Hear the veins in the world, I think, and hear the earth in the blood in the sap and the trees, and just and then just more into this like and just like, but somehow loud as hell. And you begin to feel a little dizzy. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I feel like this weird, this freaky. I should not be able to hear this person. I've got like weird crap going on right now. I think she kind of leans against the wall, turns to Constance, and like touches her forearm, and like kind of like does like a couple squeezes.
When you squeeze her forearm, you are suddenly intensely aware of the blood pumping through the veins of Constance, and every heartbeat of pump is noise, and you suddenly hear Constance's heartbeat in your head. And after a few squeezes and a few moments, words come with the heartbeat. It's just like boom, boom, boom. What's happening to her? I hope she's okay. She looks like mad. Oh, we have to get her to a healer. Who can we trust? They can't see her like this. But her lips are not moving, and when they are, they're not matching what you are hearing in your head.
Oh no. Yeah, it's like with like one hand on like still on her arm and kind of leaned up. It's like she's like tapping her throat, and it's like trying like making motions to talk, and it's like
yeah, absolutely. Suddenly you feel the movement and the presence of someone else, and you feel someone touch your hand, and you kind of look over, and you see it's one of the newest friends you met in Highgarden. It's Mina, and she looks very concerned. And Constance is like gently, very like not demandingly takes your arm, and she like says something to Mina. And as you're still holding on to Constance, it goes, "All right, we just got to get her somewhere out of here. Here, somewhere safe." And just you hear just that voice of Constance that's not matching anything Constance is like doing.
Yeah, I feel like during most of this, it's like Constance has probably like been with Mariella the most to be able to like read her emotions. It's like she probably sees like very subtle like water welling. It's like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, and you hear Constance being like calming down and like addressing the crisis situation, and is now beginning to move you, and is like, "Don't fight," and you just hear like, "Don't fight me, we're moving. Don't fight me," like in just this pulsing kind of voice.
Mm-hmm.
Do you let her move you along with Mina?
Yeah, but it's like I probably like deliberately go slow because it's like I'm telescoping, and it's like
absolutely. They're beginning to move you down the hallway, and you're quickly realizing that figure is still there, and now you're getting closer to it, and it feels, I mean Mariella, as a being of Westeros, has never had any context for anything like this in her life. So I know you have a 4 will, but I mean, I imagine any sane being is feeling rather afraid at this moment.
At the very least, very disconcerted.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, so is there something you would like to do if you want to like gird yourself or try to fight back, or like, are you okay with this? Like, you're just trusting Constance? Like, what would you like?
It's
to
like,
do?
Would I be able to basically like try to like shore myself up? It's like one of those. It's like Constance would recognize like the posture and like just the general demeanor of like, okay, pull it together until like behind a closed door, pull it together behind a closed door, kind of a thing.
Yeah,
and it's just
awesome.
like either like a will test or something. And
no,
it's
I'm gonna say this is a will test. Cool. Do you have any specialties in will?
I have coordinate and dedication.
So that's not, I don't think that's what we're looking for here. So this will just be a will test.
Cool. Straight will.
Mm-hmm.
16.
Oh, 16. Absolutely. Yeah, you pass. You are able to just keep it together as you get closer and closer. The voice isn't getting louder, but when you don't look at it, you don't hear the "come find a sister with in the tree and the sap and the birds." Just like you don't hear that, but when you look at it, you begin to hear it in your
like
head.
once we get like close, because I'm assuming this person's like behind a corner or something. It's
No,
like
dead
they're
center.
just dead center.
They're
Yeah,
dead
it's
center.
like it's like as
and
we
yeah,
get
you're getting
closer, it's like
closer.
I do want to like make eye contact and like try to do whatever I can to like remember features. I know that it's washed in red
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, absolutely. There is something about like they might have hair, and and that hair is distinct to you. The style it's in.
Okay.
You've never seen it in your life, so you're like, I feel like I can remember that. And as you get closer, while you yourself are not a giant, you do dwarf this individual by at least a whole head.
Okay.
As you get closer. And I think with a 16, I'm also going to give you pass them, and you notice Constance talks directly towards the terrifying pulsating figure, as if Constance can see it too, but it's not scary to Constance.
Oh, okay. Question, because my hand is still on hers. Do I still hear the the
Yeah.
dot connecting
Yes.
words?
With a 16, absolutely. I'm gonna say it's like, oh fuck, a waitstaff. Oh shit. Okay, we gotta get her loyalty now. Fuck, I don't have money. I mean, it's not gonna do shit. Like, and just I have to do this. All right, and just like this clearly Constance doesn't know this person,
Okay.
but you've just heard that they're a waitstaff.
But if she doesn't know them, that means that they're new or they were brought in.
Most likely. Also, there's a
it's
real
like,
chance that Constance doesn't know any of the members of the fucking
no, but it's like she would be like not super familiar, but it's like it has been 2 years. This person could have been hired on.
Yeah, it could have been hired on. It could have been a new person. But I will also just say you do have hundreds of waitstaff.
Oh no, absolutely, yeah.
Like you have hundreds of servants, and most of like the nobles in the castle don't fraternize much with them. So the fact that Constance doesn't know them doesn't necessarily mean they're new. But there is I think Mariella, there's a good chance, because there's nothing in it just says, oh shit, a waitstaff. That's all.
Okay.
All her brain, her heart tells you. But it's kind of getting more distant now. And you feel Mina take your hand, and you're beginning to hear her heartbeat. Her heartbeat is much faster than Constance's. And you hear like, oh, I don't know what's going. I'm not going to take her. Only the few kind people I've ever met. I have to do what I can. It's just, it's the Forrester way. Like, oh yeah, what am I going to do? It's just kind of. This kind of
roller coaster
pulsating. Yeah. So you see the pulsating figure turns and runs off down an area very fast, and the light disappears with them. And you're beginning to feel like a little. There's again, your head is feeling faint, but your body is feeling strong, and you feel Constance and Mina kind of get you out of this area towards some place you need to be. So we're gonna move away from Mariella, and we're going to move over to we're gonna let's see here, Nymora.
Hey.
Eh. Nymora, you come to awareness. You feel like you've actually been conscious for a while, but you just haven't been aware of what's really been going on. And you are vomiting.
All right.
Into a bucket. And you're like, okay, I should really focus on getting this vomit into this bucket.
Mm-hmm.
You've been here before. You've been face deep in a bucket.
I think I instinctively go try to lift my hands to put my hair back.
You feel it's already you feel a hand holding it back.
Oh, okay.
And you feel, already, and you're like, oh, it's a very like tough, worn hand. And you focus on vomiting, and your eyesight is starting to. You feel like tears coming down your eyes, not from you crying, but because like your
I'm
eyes
throwing
are
up that hard. Yeah.
yeah, your eyes are like really trying to focus as if trying to get something out of them. And you are you're kind of blinking in, and you look around, and yeah, you notice you've been in here before. You are in what is sort of known as the care wing of Castle Theolden, Theolden Hall. It is there's sort of like an injury area for like small folk, but this is the care wing. This is a place where guests and others, if they need to be sort of quarantined, can come. It's not the most common thing you find in castles, but any castle that has a maester worth their mind has made one, and Thorsten has 100% made one.
Yeah, has at least like some kind of separate room.
Now, of course, the family care in their rooms because they're privileged. But you would easily qualify for here. You're in the bed. You realize you're in your small clothes.
Okay.
And you vomited more and more into the bucket. You look into I think as Nymora, while doesn't know much about medicine, I think knows much about what goes in and goes out of her own body to look at the bile and go, is this bad?
Yeah.
And you don't think it is. It looks mostly clear with like some stuff in it. There's no blood. There's nothing strange or foreign looking. You look okay.
Okay.
And then you think it's probably just bile.
Yeah. I think there's there's a point at which I just start dry heaving because there's nothing else in me.
You absolutely do.
Do I just how cognizant I'm aware of everything stuff that's around me, but how much do I remember? Like, is
you remember
kind of blurry?
I'm gonna say you remember. It's a little blurry, but as you come to it, you do remember everything that happened just before you blacked out. You remember the knife coming down, like all of that.
So just in between dry heaves, just Prince Oberyn.
And you hear a familiar voice go, "Hey, it's all right, Levy. He's fine. He's all right. It's okay. You're all right." And you sort of look over, and you know that voice. It's Cedric.
I'm like flail my hand out to try and like grab onto him.
Yeah, you do, and you feel his like worn swordsman like calloused hand grab the top of your worn fucking
swordsman
knuckled hand. And you
bros.
bro, and you feel his hand come over yours. He goes, I'm all right. I'm here. It's all right.
Okay.
I've got you. You're right. You're here. You've come back.
I know that I know that hand. So it's not someone who's just mimicking his voice.
No, you know that hand.
Weird way.
You've held that. You've braced that hand a lot. You've pried it off of your throat in fights. Like that
hand has pushed me into the dirt so many times. Yeah, I just like put my like forehead against like the edge of the bucket and just like trying to breathe and just like
hey,
what happened?
You saved everyone's life is what happened.
Thorsten was he was on the ground.
He's fine. He's alive. He's alive.
Okay.
He's alive. Though I will say the other maester Magoo hit him real hard with the milk of the poppy. So it might be a bit before he wakes up. But again, these maesters are always dosing themselves. Who knows when though he'll really wake up? Might be in any second, really. But Oberyn's here. He's fine. He's all right.
All right. Can I have some water, wine, something?
We've got some. Yeah, here you go. And he just he brings like this like kind of like bring bowl. It's like it tastes like really like fresh well water. And God, does that taste amazing right now?
Yeah, I like I like rinse my mouth out with it. I spit into the bucket. Just like
yep.
And then I just I know. You know what? I've been in the desert. I try to pace myself. I don't try to drink the whole thing.
Yeah. You're about to, and you're like, no, don't kill yourself.
No, wait a second. No, that was a bad idea. Someone told me that was a bad idea once.
Well, yeah, you remember when you nearly died. You also then immediately nearly drowned yourself when you found a well.
Yep. All right.
You were 16. You were dumb. You're not 16 and dumb anymore.
No, I'm just dumb. All right. I'll rinse my mouth out, spit into the bucket. Just like try and sit up and just get my bearings. Just like, is Thorsten here? Do I see him?
From where you're looking, no, but you do see there are some like curtains sort of up. There are some people in here, though there's not a lot, and where you are, it's kind of quiet. And there's just like a torchlight above you. You look out the window, the sun looks like it's set.
Okay.
And it was like pre-twilight the last you remember, so you're not really sure how long you've been out, but you feel your hair being fucked with, and then Cedric, still holding that other hand, kind of you feel his hand on your shoulder. All right, there you go. All right, Lovey. It's like breathe, just breathe in and out.
No, I'm fine. Everybody's okay. There's a lunatic in the castle. Trying to.
It's done. It's done.
Okay.
Everything's done.
Yeah. Right.
Just you think you did good. You saved a lot of people.
I'm going to have to get better with swords.
I think you did pretty good.
I'm not ever not wearing my armor again.
Don't start living like that.
Like
you did brilliantly. Like don't let that fuck win.
I kind of roll my head, just like look at him, just like I've never seen you out of your armor.
I'm out of my armor right now. He's wearing a leather jerkin.
Yeah. What happened? The last thing that I remember was that fucker kissed me and spit something into my mouth, and I felt very cold.
Yeah, Magoo said it was some kind of it poison makes your body go stiff, keeps you in place. But you had some kind of reaction to it. Something that was different.
What is the amount of times that I've been poisoned at this point?
Well, the amount he put in your mouth said could have paralyzed, could have stopped your you being able to breathe. But you had some kind of reaction to it that caused you to pass out. But it also saved your life. I'm not sure.
And Prince Oberon stabbed him.
Yeah,
that I remember.
Yeah, he got a bazoor or something in you, and you vomited all the worst part out.
Oh no.
Yeah,
And
he kept when he got treated, he kept saying that we're even.
We're even. Oh no. No. But at least he doesn't blame us for anything that's happened.
Doesn't seem so.
That.
Yeah, he's very happily unconscious at the moment.
Oh, I'm sure he is. And the Lady Camilla, is
She's
she
okay.
alright?
Yes.
She had it worse, I think.
She did, but she's I think, I don't know if she's awake actually, but she's okay.
Okay.
And Thorsten's okay.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of put my hand on my chest and just or do I have just a massive axe wound in my chest too?
And you're like,
shoulder.
you see some you don't
Some
see
stitches.
a wound, but you see a big wrapping essentially.
Okay. All right. Are you going to tell me what happened, or are you just going to just
Uh,
tell me it's okay?
Like, it's okay. He just
Motherfuckers, tell me what happened. I try to punch him, but I can't because
just
my
like-
arm just like.
yeah. Just like they. I'm not. I don't know the details of what happened. Everyone's just sort of making sure everyone's okay at the moment. A lot of blood was spilled. But I think things are going to be okay. Thorsten,
Yes.
you just immediately sit up.
Yeah.
Right.
And yeah, Nemora, you hear someone like sit up behind you.
I try to look.
Yeah, you're like,
Is it-
it hurts, but you turn and you see Sorten sitting like straight up in like a bed.
Thorsten, I'm gonna try and get out of the bed to go over to him.
Immediately you feel Cedric grab you and just like he's holding you tight but gently moving you like no like
Then give me a shoulder to lean on so that I can go and see my friend, please.
how about we just turn you around? And you realize you're sat on the side of a bed and Cedric just like picks your legs up and moves you around. So now you're on the other side of the bed. Looking at Thorsten. Thorsten,
Right.
You sat up really short. You go around quickly. You realize, okay, I'm in the care wing. Ow! And there's just suddenly pain throughout everywhere, and you really wish you hadn't sat up.
I immediately take a swig of milk of the poppy.
Yeah, you look to your left, and yes, just left there is you just grab it and just you just see him down some milk of the poppy, and you're like, nah, this is stuff.
I see Nymora and I reach my hand out, offer her some.
No, I wave my hands. No, it's like, hey, I want to be awake, aware. I don't listen. I'll be really honest. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to take that again because I'm kind of tired of things being put into my body. Just, Thorsten, are you okay? How are you feeling?
I hurt
yeah,
a lot,
yeah,
but I'm alive.
yeah. Cedric says that everything is okay.
Good. How is Camilla and Oberyn?
Unconscious, but happily so, I think you said.
Okay.
That they're going to be okay.
That's good.
The Prince Oberyn stabbed that man with the dagger with the the dagger that he was holding that he could barely hold. Yeah.
Nice.
But I thought, Thorsten, I thought that you were going to die.
I thought the same.
I thought that I was going to have to look your brother in the eye and that I was going to tell him that I couldn't protect you.
What's more important is protecting everybody else. What we did for Oberyn was more important than myself. If he would have died, that would have started something that we probably couldn't have finished.
Logic. Yes, fine. Yes, it was important, but fuck. I don't. I couldn't have.
I know. It would have been hard. It would have been tough. I asked if we got the person though.
Like, yeah, about that. And with that, we will transition over very briefly to Henric.
Yes.
Henric, you are standing in
alive.
a room. You're alive. You're fine, in fact.
Never better.
Oh, good. And of course, Crispin is right next to you. You felt the shaft go into you. You felt strength and power leaving you, immediately believing that like, oh, this is how I die. This is death. And you feel getting smaller and you're like, this is my body collapsing. But then you realize you're actually standing quite fine. And you go to reach for the bolt and you feel it coming out and you just grab it and it just comes out into your hand and there's no blood on it.
Huh.
And you look up and you see in the corner holding on to a string, their fingers bloody, a string of a longbow. And this is a real ass fucking longbow. This is a 6 foot tall piece of fucking horn beam that is bent and looks like has been secured sideways on a windowsill that it can sort of rotate in a weird way. They are propped up on what looks like several bags of like, hilariously enough, like maybe like something to put in the garden, so maybe like dirt or something, like just these kind of like, they look similar to potato bags. Several of them are stacked up. They're kind of slanted onto one. They're staring at you. They have an arrow cocked, and it looks like them just holding it at the distance they are. You see their hand is bleeding from like not wearing a glove, using a longbow, and just holding it there. And then like the arrow just looses. You hear a light like tinging of dirt. Clarissa, I believe you were just behind them.
Yeah, probably a ways, but
yes. But I will say, this moment of you standing there grasping it in the time lapse of things, you have sort of caught up. You see 2 dead bodies of what looks like garden servants on the ground. Maybe they're dead, maybe they're just bleeding, you're not sure. But in the open door, you see just Crispin and Henric just standing there, looking like dumbfounded. And then if you look past them with your intense awareness, you see the assaulter. They're no longer cloaked. Their face is like fully revealed, and you recognize them. It's the second guard of Ashella. As you know, the first one was murdered. This was the second one. The stranger looking one. And they look gaunt, like infinitely more gaunt than you recall them looking. Their eyes are deeply sunken. They look wide and manic. Their pupils are incredibly dilated. And they're staring, like very openly staring at, you think maybe Henric? What are you two doing in this situation? I think we'll start with I would really just like to know, I guess Henric, just what you are sort of like, what's going on with you?
I'm not dead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think like sort of autopilot takes over and it's like, that was weird, and then like slowly starting to focus back and go like get back into danger mode. I think it's happening a lot quicker, but like in Henric's mind, just like beat around the room. And I would like to, I have my new badass Valyrian steel longblade. I would like to swipe with this guy.
Okay, I will say he's not in like an aggressive position in his hand. He has a bow, but it is locked into place where it can't like leave the window. He's just sort of like this, up like slumped on a bunch of like bags up against a wall, bleeding very profusely out of a lot of different orifices.
Okay.
So you're pretty sure if you stab this guy, he's just gonna definitely die.
I like I like grab him and pull him down. Then am I close enough to just like?
Oh, I mean, he's nearly on the. He's like 2 feet off the ground, like on bags.
Okay, I thought it was like
he's
up
not
high.
way up high. No,
Got
no,
it,
he's
got it,
quite
okay.
low. He's a bit of a distance from you, but you do have a blade in your hand. You could try and grab him. You could try and like put the sword to his throat and threaten him. You could just fucking stab him.
No, I'll like. If he's almost dead, then yeah, and if he's like he already lost an arrow, can I just grapple him then?
Sure. I will say if you feel like you're on autopilot, you do know he might have a knife or something on him.
Shit,
so
that's right.
grappling him, you wouldn't be able to use the sword, and then he could just stab you. And you do have a much longer blade at this moment.
I do.
Again, Henric, you're a warrior. You would know these things.
I really want to try it out.
Yeah, you could literally just point the sword at his throat.
It could just be stabbing time, so yeah.
Oh, okay, sure. I was just saying point the sword at his throat.
Sorry. No, I'm talking out loud. I'm sorry. This is my mental process.
Listen, if you want to stab him, I'm not stopping you.
You just stab him.
He's barely gonna stop you.
He's bleeding out. Not hurt anymore. So that was my first war.
Yeah, you feel fine.
Yeah, okay. So not pure adrenaline mode, which is great.
Are you talking?
Yeah.
Okay, oh. Sorry, I couldn't hear you for a sec.
Sorry. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Can I then go full like sword to the throat? And I don't know if I can disarm him or if will be up to Crispin. Because
you can try. You could demand he disarm himself. This would be this is like an intimidation roll.
Full sword to the throat, drop your weapon thing.
Yeah. So you can use either persuasion, intimidation, or you could make a status roll to just like. You are heir of Castle Theolden Hall, and you demand he drop his weapon.
I'll do a status roll. Yeah.
Cool. Dope. 16. Yeah. He is so crazy right now. Let's see. What are we gonna do here?
I'm just gonna say, if I just watched a person pull a crossbow bolt out of their neck, and there was no.
hey, hold on. Shush.
It's crazy. We've established that.
Yeah. Again, not a sane person. Even a little.
Knife to the throat. He tries to move.
Sure. Yeah. No. You. Yeah. I'm just trying to determine. I'm looking up some stuff. Base difficulty. Increase the difficulty by 2. So yeah, you pass it. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah. I think what happens as you like I am Henric Weirlight, heir to Castle Theolden Hall and the Redlands. You will disarm yourself now. Let's be executed here on the spot. Given to me my right. Like you do this shit that your dad taught.
I do the full a very eloquent thing that
listen,
the lords to do.
Weirlight men know how to talk. Or at least they know how to talk big. And yeah, you say the shit your dad taught you to say, the shit you've heard your father say, but just put in your name. And this guy looks up to you with pure insanity in his eyes. Clary, you clock that this guy looks batshit. And he just looks up to you and goes, "The old and the new, the walker is of the leaves, and the dead beyond come, and thus end the heralding end of sun. I have been heralded, and the sun is set." Yeah. And you just see him struggle to try and open his coat, and you see him pull off this leather thing and throw it onto the ground, and there's just knives in it. Yeah, you see him he disarms himself.
Right.
And you see he's then he just leans back, and you notice he's getting paler as he's just and he's just blinking. His hands are off. He like takes the like quiver of arrows and just like throws them somewhere else in the room. He fully gives up. Crispin's like, cool, so I can stab him now?
No, no.
No.
But look at him.
Yes, I see. Yeah, which is why you don't need to stab him. He'll do it himself in a second.
Right, but if he's gonna die anyway, should I?
Just give me a second.
I'm gonna need you to make a persuasion roll.
Oh my god, yeah.
Crispin really loves his mom.
Is this convince?
Oh yeah, absolutely. This would definitely be convince.
Alright. 22.
Oh yeah, you got him.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, you fucking got him. Absolutely.
Fine.
Yeah, that's at least. Yeah, that's a lot. I would say that basically crits him, and he's just like, right, yes, of course, sorry, and he just like puts the dagger away and is like, fuck. Looks like he's calming down, but is just like, that rage was real, and you know that rage. You feel it. You feel it in yourself at this moment.
Understand. I don't know who this guy is, but I understand the rage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Clarissa.
So looking at this guy, I know he's insane, but do I think that there's any kind of recognition or understanding in him at all? Like, if I asked him questions, could he answer?
You think so.
Okay.
You think that he is detached from reality in some way, but he's still here in another way. Like you think he's cognizant of what's going on.
Okay. Yeah, she'll then kind of way far back because poison. Will look at him and say, if you
I will
like
say,
it-
if you want to engage him,
Yeah.
you will have to get probably pretty close to him because he's
Okay.
everything outside of a certain distance he doesn't seem to regard.
Okay, yeah, I will until he recognizes me. I'll
Yeah.
get there.
So Henric is still right there, still has a blade to him.
Move like
he
a
seems
little bit for Clarissa to go through.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. His hands are very like open. You see where they are. His right hand is bleeding very severely. His right forearm has like several like cut lacerations in it. Sorry, left forearm. Excuse me. Yeah. So Clara, you get up to him, and as you get close, his eyes like kind of see you.
Mm-hmm.
He regards you. You feel like he sees you.
You're going to die anyway. You've done a lot of damage. Tell us about the damage you've done.
He just kind of looks at you and is like, the list is long. From the beginning, I was born beyond the wall. I am a free folk. And so are you asking for this guy's life story, or because he seems like out of it at the moment?
Yeah, she'll say, all right, apologies, recently, within the last day or two.
Yeah, you think you might have to be like really specific with him because
Very
he's very out of it. But yeah, if you want to try and like say the right thing to get the answers you want, this is going to be, I think this is going to be a language test of just wording this just right.
Interesting. Okay. No special cheese, just an 8.
8. Yeah, are you good with that? Want to do anything to it?
Yeah, I should.
You can spend a destiny point to just add 1 to it to make it a 9.
I'll bring it in.
Bring it to 9. Yeah, that's what you need.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and he'll go like, it's part of a design plan. Magic is real. Everything you think is a nightmare and a dream and a tale is real, and they're coming. I've seen it. my son died to it. And it's here, and he showed me he can protect us, but he's got some plan. I can't see the greater design. I never was meant to, like, ever. But he showed me that he can protect us. He's powerful. He's a sorcerer. Like, and his whoops. Oh no. Oh no. Sorry guys.
Thanks for 20.
Thanks for 20.
Narrator, no.
He takes the secret
Sorry.
to his grave.
Yeah, just the world.
Just
the world
carks it
fades
right there.
away. Like
You can stab him now.
yeah, he's just like, he's a sorcerer, and there was supposed to be an attack on the port, but something happened, something stopped it, and I was left without orders, but I still had to do what I needed to do, so I just needed to create an opening, and I found one, and I did the best I could. It wasn't good enough, and now is the time of my death, and that's okay. If you want to know why, it's because you people are going to end the fucking world, and he can stop it. I've seen, like, you people started something you really shouldn't have. And now it's waking back up. Everything's waking back up. The consequences of all of your mistakes. So if you were just in the right way instead of in the wrong, we could all be saved. I believed that. I believed that. And he just kind of like looks down and blinking a little slower now. You can see he's definitely like coming to the end. He goes, but if you wanted to ask me the name, right? He looks at you dead, Clary. He goes,
Yeah.
You want the name?
I do.
His name is Bleak. Bleak Ormond. He's Ironborn. Another free folk. But salt instead of snow. An old god. Gods don't help. Gods don't answer prayers. They simply do deeds that awe and shake all existence. And the only thing you can do is fall to your fucking knees and pray. That's what a fucking god is. His name is Blake Ormond. He's been ensorceling you nobles, you noble southerners, for a long time. Longer than your grandfather's been alive. His plan will unite you fucks and save all of you. And just a few of you spoiled shits just have to die. You need anything else? He seems very compliant. Despite, like, obviously insulting you, he seems very compliant. There's no fight left in him. Pure acceptance.
And your charge, were you with her because of what Bleak told you to do? Or were you there
Nod.
before?
No. We came into her charge. Bleak told me. Ashella, she's just important to his plan. He she got too smart, so he made her less smart. He's powerful.
Her husband, is he a part of your organization?
You know what? You all deserve to die. I'll tell you. I'll let you ruin his plan. So I just die knowing that all of you will be consumed by night and frost and shadow. He is her husband. And he is also several people you know. He can take many forms. He is beyond you. Stab him and he will not bleed. Just push him from a cliff. He will not shatter. I've seen it. His designs are old, and you have the power to stop them. And with his death, secures all of yours. I was supposed to kill. I was supposed to make a scene. Kill someone. I don't remember anymore. But yeah. I tried to warn you. Tried to tell your guard. Shrugs. And then just like coughs a bit and blood comes out. Leans his head back. You feel like you maybe have time for like, if you have like one or two more questions. He's slipping.
She kind of looks over at Henric. My lord?
Yeah, Henric?
I just look at him. Is he like dying already, like right in front of us?
Oh yeah, he's got moments. He's bleeding out.
I have so many questions I have to try to ask him all. God damn it!
Just ask some questions and we'll see how many questions you get.
Shit. Know this, but I feel like I'd hate not to ask if where is Gorman. Know that?
What? Sorry, I didn't hear the question.
I was asking if he knew where Bleak Ormond is now.
Here, somewhere. He's like, clearly he doesn't know. He just knows he's here.
Okay. How would killing us fix whatever it is you're rambling about?
I don't know. Bleak just said it would. He saved me too many times. Showed me the truth too many times. I don't question anymore. Maybe he ensorcelled me. Whatever. I'd rather die free. Yeah. Any more?
Oh god. I don't feel like I'll get any more with this guy right now. This is weird because like someone else is here that I don't know, but Clarence is here, so I'll also ask anyway. So it's like, did they tell you about our house? What do you know about us? I'm trying to ask, like, if he knows about the blood curse shit, then that's
Sure.
cool.
Yeah. So yeah, he will look at you and he will lean forward, and as he does, more blood just goes like out of parts of his body.
Blink away.
And he just looks at you and goes, "That your ancestors they started something that's gonna kill you all. You made a deal with things you know nothing about, and you slaughtered innocent children for your own wealth and gain. Everything you have is earned with the blood of the innocent. It's right there in your fucking words." And then he just leans back and dies.
Yeah, I
Wow.
think it's as soon as he stops like moving or
Yeah,
anything.
he's very still. Yeah.
Clary just kicks his body up off of the mounds that he's in and climbs
Yeah.
up to look out the window.
Yeah, he flops over. Like he's pretty waifish, weirdly enough. Yeah, you look out the window and we see Hedric.
Hello.
Hello. So Hedric, you grabbed Jaren. You have pulled him back. You are sitting there with Lord Ormond and Jaren. Only a single other arrow came out, but it was like way off. And there hasn't been any more. You've got him to safety. He's bleeding. And his eyes are fluttering. What would you like to do?
Oh, fuck. Is there anybody else around besides me and Ormond?
Not really, no. Not in this exact area. There's a dog that has an arrow in it.
Dog I don't recognize.
You do not recognize that dog. You know the dogs that are in this kennel. It is not that kind of dog. You've never seen this kind of dog.
Isn't
a weird
Birch
fucking
somewhere also
dog.
around, or did Birch go with Clarissa?
Birch is with Clarissa.
Okay.
I'm gonna try yelling out for anyone else that might be around, or shit.
Yeah, you're not sure if anyone's gonna hear you. You are pretty out here. And there should have been like some garden servants in this building, but the fact that no one's run out or all this shit happens means that something bad might have happened. Or you pray they're just at Redport getting drunk because it's night and they have the time off.
Yeah.
But it's just you and Ormond. So what are you saying? What are you calling out?
Is anybody there? Somebody help!
Yeah, Ormond looks at you and he goes, Do you know anything about the healing arts?
That's my brother.
Like nods. He goes, I know something. And like he goes forward and he just sort of like he looks at you. He's like, may I?
If you can help him.
Nods. And we'll go forth. And he like cradles like Jaren's head and kind of like gets him up on a knee and like kind of looks at me and goes, so he's just like, Tonight, look at me. Look at me. And Jaren like looks into his eyes, and he looks down into Jaren's eyes and he goes, all right. He takes like a really deep breath in and goes, fuck. Okay. Yeah, I can help. But suddenly he seems like reluctant for some reason. Yeah, so you see Ormond kind of reach down and begin to treat him. So let's see how this treatment roll goes. Well, sorry, diagnose, pardon me. Not diagnose, We know the one.
That one that starts with that one character.
Yeah, that's the one. All right.
One that
Okay.
Thorsten uses all the time.
Really good. Oh, you guys can't see that, can you?
Nope.
Great. Yeah. Really good. And he just needs to make another roll. Okay, I'm trying to make this one more public, but I hope this. Am I using one of the janky sheets? I might be using one of the janky sheets. Can you guys see that? No, that's a different color. Okay, great. Vividing action. You just playing with myself. Yeah, you see Ormond come down, pull something out of his like pocket, and go down, crack the like arrow shaft and just throw it. And then reach in and put like his fingers in to the wound, pull out like some kind of bottle. It looks oily and thick. And he just pours it in to the wound, and he just like stands back, and he's just like, I need you to help me hold him.
I will do that.
Okay, yeah. Just give me an athletic strength test.
Oh.
Yeah, you're fantastic. more than enough. Yeah, you hold him down. He begins to struggle. Tidric, you literally watch the arrowhead begin to like, and just like almost harmlessly, just like just ploop itself out. Like the goo that he poured into the wound somehow separated the arrowhead from the flesh and then just pushed it out. You've definitely
can I make
never
any knowledge check on this one?
Absolutely you can.
Is there any way to give myself a bonus?
You can spend a destiny point to give yourself a bonus test, a bonus test die to the roll.
Okay.
What the fuck, guys? What the fuck? What the fuck?
This isn't normal, is it?
12. I'm gonna say that you're pretty sure that's not how medicine works.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Dude, you don't
just going,
really
"What the
know anything about this, but you're pretty sure that that's not how shit works. However, it does mean your man is alive and seemingly going to be okay.
What do I have to do to what do I have to roll to keep my shit together? Because that is something that
it's weird.
I've never even dreamed of witnessing.
Yeah, it's weird. It's strange as hell. It's not like life-changing necessarily.
Okay.
You can make a will test. The TN will be pretty low.
Does courage help?
Absolutely. Oh yeah, you're fine. Yeah, you're fine. You're like, that's fucking weird.
I'm just shooting like glances between the arrowhead and Ormond. I'm like,
yeah, he goes, I do a lot of business overseas.
all right.
You're just like, okay. Weird. Yeah, and he'll and then the kind of goo almost like pushes itself out, and he just like wipes it away. And he goes, okay, so I don't have anything to close the wound. But so I just gotta put pressure. He's just like, I just gotta keep pressure on it. Would you like me to go find someone, or would you like to go find someone?
I'd probably be the best one to go.
Okay, so as you're talking like this, Clary, this is when you look out the window. You see Ormond in a distance. It's like behind a hedgerow. You see just implanted a big ass tower shield, and you know that tower shield. That's that is Lord Tidric's fuck off tower shield with the dead center being a Weirlight kind of coming out of it. You know it, and you don't see Jaren's body dead on the ground. So
that's a plus. Yeah, I think I'll
good sign.
yeah, I'll turn to Henric and say, "Your father's downstairs. We need to get to him quickly."
Okay,
And I
let's
will.
go.
I'll run down the stairs.
Yeah. You hear Birch bark, and will
Aw.
run downstairs. And so you hear a dog barking, and you know that bark. That's Birch.
I immediately turned my head up to see where
Yeah,
it came from.
This
That's
dog
a
we
good
know.
bark.
And and like a moment later, running down the stairs from the garden's quarters is you see your son, has blood on him, but is running like he's fine. And you see Clarissa come out. You see Birch and a young man that looks familiar, but you don't know. Yeah. And they run directly up to you. And so Clarissa, Henric, you run up and you see Jaren on the ground, and you see the arrowhead on out of his body on the ground, and you see Ormond, the man that you two now know to be essentially the mastermind by the entire plots of this entire story. Currently, the only thing keeping Jaren together is his hands of pressure on his wound.
Yep.
A little bit. Saruman was a little, younger, a little ruggeder.
Yeah, I think Clary, despite the fact that this man could kill her in seconds, like runs up and like basically just yells at him to get away and is like on Jaren, hands on him.
Okay. So he's just like, ma'am, I need to keep pressure on the wound or the blood is going to squirt out of, and I'm guessing you're just like yelling at him.
Yeah, she's like,
like,
the wound
fuck his
caused by
logic.
your operative. Yes, get off of him.
As soon as I hear Clary say that, my sword is drawn and pointed.
Sure.
At Ormond.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, you trust Clarissa with your fucking life. That makes sense. You don't know this guy.
No.
I like him. No.
Henric, what are you doing? Something similar? Because it's this is the bad guy. This is the guy.
I think I like moved with Clary to be like right by her side and like be near Jaren, like in case like he tries to go into.
So if you Teacher, if you put the blade like to him, which you do, he just goes, very well, and we'll take his hands off. Someone is now going to need to make a TN15 healing test in order to staunch the gout of blood that is about to come out of Jaren.
Yeah, I don't think it's possible for either Henric or I.
I can't. I'm also helping you keep pressure on this.
Yeah, like do you have something to add, Aaron?
I just had a narrator question. Is there like some sort of an assist function?
I would say so.
Cool.
I feel like we're both like trying to like keep cover on this wound. Can we do that?
Yeah. So if you let Crispin help,
the man likes dogs.
The man likes dogs.
Immediately puts him in better standing with Clarissa.
It really does. You have a dog. Sure.
You got a 22 to convince him earlier. He's like in the let's do what Clarissa says mode. So if
we're all constantly in that mode, we just don't know.
If you ask Clarissa to if you ask Crispin to help you, what it will do, it will not increase the amount of dice you can roll, but I'm going to lower the TN. So if Henric, Crispin, and Clarissa are all three focusing on keeping Jaren alive, I am going to move the TN from 15 because of 2 extra assists. I'm going to be cool here because what Ormond did really, really helped save Jaren's life. I'm going to move it down to 12 and then to 9. So the TN's going to be 9. Clarissa, you are going to roll this because you are the one.
Hesitation.
If you want to spend a destiny point, you can add a bonus dice to the roll. If you want to burn a destiny point, you think you can like basically add an entire full die to the roll. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I'll burn one.
Okay, absolutely, go for it. 11. you the moment he lets go, you jump in and all three like grab and press down, but Clary's, yours is the one who grabbed him first, but you feel Crispin and Henric's hands both on top of yours pushing down simultaneously, but you feel the warmth of the blood, but you feel it stop, and you now are fully in touch with Jaren's heartbeat. You feel it intensely, and you now know you have it. You can, the other two can let go. All you have to do is stay here, and he'll be okay.
Son, hand me my shield. As I still have the sword to his neck.
Yeah.
I'm
Ormond
not letting him stand up.
Oh, you're not letting him stand up. He was gonna stand up like this.
Don't move.
Very well.
Oh.
He is very calm, sword, and looking quizzically up at you. Like, I would ask, what is the meaning of this?
See, I trust her with my life.
Mm.
She said that one of your men did this. I do not know if it was by your orders or not.
If who is the man? And yeah, does anyone say anything?
I don't think I know the name of who we just killed.
Clarissa does.
Clarissa does.
I said his name specifically.
Yeah, she would basically just said the one we inquired after earlier when we talked.
Alice.
It goes, Hallis. He closes his eyes. Sorry, one sec. He closes his eyes and just, yes, Hallis is my man. However, I did not tell him to hurt your knight or your family or any of your people. I do not know why he chose to do this. Hallis is I trust him, but clearly my trust was misplaced. And it takes, I can admit when I've just kind of shakes his head, looks kind of emotional a little bit. Nods. No, he looks directly at you, Tidrick. He goes, no, I did not wish any harm on any members of your family or members of your household. But I suppose with him being my man, I told him to protect my bride, who still is missing. Whatever gets you to help me find her, I suppose I must accept some form of culpability. He just kind of shakes his head.
I heard what was said in the whole confession afterward, but I do want to get a sense of how good a liar this guy is. So
Absolutely.
Like, inside awareness check on this
yeah,
guy?
yeah. Any of you present, so Tidrick, Clarissa, and Henric can all awareness insight this guy.
What about empathy?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yes, my bad. I'm dumb.
Oh.
It is empathy. Yes, awareness, empathy. So many games.
All right.
Feel it.
Oh yeah. That's awesome. Absolutely. That's pretty good too. So here's the thing, guys. Clary, you are 100% certain. Every word out of his mouth is 100% true.
Yeah. Yep.
Damn, this guy.
He did not tell Hallis to do literally any of this. And you know for a fact, I will fully divulge, Clarissa, you passed the TN. This guy is not lying. He is like, oh my god, Hallis, what the actual fuck? He also seems sad. You would say that's the part that you two don't really pick up on, is that he's like, oh god, Hallis, are you dead? Did you do something stupid and are you now dead? God
Okay.
fucking damn it. Like, just, he seems like upset that someone apparently under him is dead. But yeah, he did not tell him to do any of this. And apparently that is true. And the words of I do not wish harm on your family or your servants, I will say, true. However, Clarissa, you definitely know, while none of this is a lie, he is definitely attempting to deceive. Just because you don't lie doesn't mean you're not trying to trick someone. Apparently, Bleak Orman's plans had nothing to do with the harming of the family or anyone who works for the family. But you catch on the thing that you sort of like just broke, because the TN was 18 last time and you got 17. You were so close. That you kind of catch on, like, this plan definitely involved some fucking shady shenanigans, and death was going to happen, but it actually had nothing to do with Tedric's family, or with House Weirlight or their servants. And you think that includes like bannermen, including Jaren. However, I think also by beating him, you notice something, that he looked really concerned for Jaren when he had to take his hands off, when he was basically forced to, and when you all clamped down. And it looks like, though he was like this, he was looking to see if Jaren was dying, and seems relieved that he's not. Like, and you know, out of all of his trickery and deception, there is something that really doesn't want Jaren to die, and that feels weird. Like, not that like, oh, maybe he's a part of him has like a weird code. No, it's weird. That's weird. Everything you feel about this guy, that's weird, that he really doesn't want Jaren to die.
Okay. I think because I see Tedric like staring this guy down too, I'm gonna turn to Tedric.
But I would say I just want to clarify for Henric and Tedric, you believe him. And you also believe he's like, I will take culpability. You believe that's genuine too. And Clary, you know, he is also serious about that. Like, if I have to do something, if you need to, you think he won't suffer like being put in like jail for the rest of his life, but he will like he would spend a lot of stuff for recompense, essentially, and claim culpability, and would suffer penalties, and would be like, and he even says, he goes, if you want to bring this to the king, I would be more than willing to go to court. I have sullied your hospitality, and for that I am sorry. Though Tedric, you know, you wouldn't fucking trust King Robert in a goddamn like court,
right?
Fuck that noise. Like, fuck that fat pig.
If he were a Targaryen, then maybe, but he's not.
Right?
Not,
Yeah.
He's not. He's a usurper, and we don't trust him.
Yeah, he's the usurper, and you don't fucking trust that guy. So what do you guys do? Clara, you were turning to Tedric.
Yeah, she would have just said, my lord, there is much more to this story than meets the eye. We have to be careful.
All right. I look over to the new guy
Yeah,
while still keeping.
Hey,
yeah. He's
Just some kid.
he's fucking He's glaring at Ormond. He looks. There is fucking death in his eyes. He wants to.
heard it too.
You see him. You see that this kid, whoever he is, he wants to fucking kill this guy. He's not. You see him restraining himself. You feel like he's not going to, but he wants to. And he looks familiar.
I just can't shake that feeling.
Mm-hmm. He feels you looking at him, and he looks over, and he just goes, "Hey, Unc."
Eyes go wide. Ah.
Oh,
that
that's
would
why.
Explain it.
Oh,
So, do you by chance know your way to get back? And
Get
to
back.
find
Get
someone?
back. Get back to where?
To find somebody?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Could you go and have them round up a few guards?
He kind of looks at Clarissa and goes, "Yeah, you got it." Like, and he'll take off running. And the speed at which he takes off, you're like, "Oh, fuck you!"
And shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I think with that, guards are coming. We go to, of course, Lady Vivienne. Lady Vivienne.
Hello.
Where we last left you, you have essentially become the sole host of the largest party of, at least in recent memory. You are obviously it's being mitigated somewhat by Catalina and Orton, but you are essentially making sure everything is being directed, and the sun is set. So music, as per request noted, the musicians have fully come to life, and it is a very merry and raucous tune for great dancing and drinking. Now, of course, this isn't like those northern parties where, titties come out and people start just barreling wine down their face. However, people are very much getting very drunk and dancing rather silly. Vivienne, I would like to know before the next thing happens, what are you currently doing? Tell me how you are. Are you averting a social crisis? Are you gaining information from some of your guests? Are you making sure something goes correctly at the party? You tell me what you want to be doing at this moment.
Well, I was told repeatedly not to worry about anything because nothing's going on. So
Right. Right, but I'm saying there are party things, right? But you definitely know that there's some. I mean, you got that information about Shelka's husband. And yeah, so if there's any of them you would want to talk to or anything, like you tell me what you are currently in the middle of doing.
I guess I'm trying
You
to
can create a
see.
scene. You have
Yeah,
power.
I guess I'm seeing who else is involved with the Ashfords, like Monopoly. Like, who else have they got?
Yeah.
Now that I've caught up
Absolutely.
on the information, I just want to.
I love it. So this is knowing you. How are you getting this information? Are you trying to like coordinate with spies, or are you being like the utter fucking force of charm that you are?
Option B, please.
Absolutely. So please
Option
give
B,
me
I
a
love it.
persuasion charm test.
Okay, persuasion charm. Because these are all noble people, do I get
Yes.
to add my favorite of
Yes,
nobles
you
ability?
do. Yes, you do.
Excellent. Let me see.
Everyone here is very high status.
I gain another bonus dice. Okay, in persuasion charm.
My wife, everyone.
And
My
I get to add a
wife.
+2 to the modifier because of charismatic.
Okay.
There we go.
Disgusting.
Awful.
23.
3.
Cool. So you crit. Yeah. So you're beginning to be like, oh, there's a interesting, and you go to Lord Ashford, and you're asking like, oh, I hear, how did that whole arrangement with the House Bulwer go? And he mentions like how it came to be, and that leads you down another path, and in fact that leads you to the Webbers. If you recall Lady Weber that you fully put in her place all that time ago at the Reach Playdate power party.
Mm-hmm.
Real.
So you go back to Lady Weber, who is now a very good friend of yours, and you casually bring up, something about like her recent fortunes, and yeah, that leads you that she's definitely involved in something, and she basically lets slip through your utter charm in almost a way to like endear herself to you and like some gossip, and that leads you to the Fossaways of Cider Hall. And well, you tell me how you're just utterly fucking dominating this like this, that you're elegantly going from place to place. No one's the wiser. You just seem like a good hostess. So you tell me how you gained the information out of the Fossaways. Because I will just say, normally I would have to you go into a little more of intrigue, but these people are so drunk. You told me specifically that you wanted the highest grade wine here, which means people get drunk fast.
Excellent.
Yep.
So I guess I would ask them about like because I guess it was like I had noticed that apples have increased in price at the market. So
you have.
wondering like what it's like, are you just like, you clevers, are you coming up with a new type of apple? Is that why you're increasing prices? You can tell me.
Yeah, and just like, oh, a new type of apple of lady, Vivian. I don't know if that's like true. And one person comes in and is like, well, it's the cider, right? And like, no, aren't we not supposed to tell people? And you basically are just like, well, of course I already know. And it's like, what? Well, actually, no, you're not lying. So it'd be more like, you just go, oh, you can tell me. And they're like, oh yeah, no, you just, yeah, because the new cider we're coming out with, it's had to increase, and we had to use as many of the apples can because it's trial on basis. So all the apples that we were willing to let go, we had to increase the price to make it worth it. But yeah, especially since we're not going to get as much return, but it's going to be spread wider thanks to that deal. And yeah, you are slowly uncovering over this course that there is a full conspiracy of basically dominating the entire like wealth market of the Reach, and all the people involved have no idea they're a part of a conspiracy. You are fully convinced that the Ashfords, the Fossaways, the Webbers, like all these different families that are actually involved are completely ignorant of this fact. You think they have essentially been tricked. And you realize that they're going to be losing money in this, but they think they'll make it up because it spreads to more ways. And the only person that you can see directly benefiting from this is the Ashfords, but the Ashfords are only seemingly aware of a quarter of the actual web. But it's the Bulwers. The Bulwers are the ones funneling entire profit. And you're starting to realize something. Because of that, there is now starting to be, I mean, you know what? This would be a different role. So I'm going to say this is either going to be a cunning role or a status role.
I'll choose status.
Okay.
Yeah.
you want to justify any like things and status to me?
I only have breeding and reputation. I don't think they fit here.
You know what? Okay, so here's the actual thing.
Yeah?
Breeding would actually work here.
Fuck it. I'll use it.
Don't gotta tell her twice.
Mhm. Okay, so status breeding. Here we go. Clicking. 6.
16.
Girl.
Yeah. That's yeah. Tien was 15. You are realizing like, well, the reason why the two Fossaways are fighting, it was because of cider access and prices, but if they're actually using these kinds of apples, they'd actually be working together more. And you're starting to realize what this conspiracy is doing.
Mm-hmm.
It is slowly, you realize, this is why breeding works. You know why everyone hates each other in the Reach.
Of course.
You're up on the gossip. You know why what house is mad at what other house.
Mm-hmm.
And you realize all these secret conspiracies over time, it would take a bit to kick in, would slowly start to erode at those feuds.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like the actual goal of this isn't money.
It's to implode the Reach.
Well, it's not to implode, it's to unite the Reach. Eliminate all it would get rid of a lot of feuds, a lot of the reasons the different Reachmen dislike one another.
Mm-hmm.
You think with a 16, the money is a side effect and a pretty great one. That whoever controls this, could theoretically stop squabbling within the Reach and make the Reach more united than it's ever been. And you're like, that doesn't sound like a conspiracy that is bad. But it also, your mind wanders of like, if this person is causing harm to people, why is this their goal?
Mm-hmm.
However, you've also, something else has dawned on you with succeeding up by that. Because you got, how many? You got a 6, yeah. So that's one extra secret. Tedric fucked this thing up by putting himself into the deal, by monopolizing and adding that deal to the Ashfords. The Bulwers aren't going to be the one directly benefiting the most from this anymore. The Weirlights are. Your husband hijacked this conspiracy by essentially making one of its key conspirators, who you are pretty sure is ignorant to all the others, and thus, because he's ignorant, doesn't know that he's about to fuck everything up. That now the Bulwers aren't running this show anymore. You are. And nobody knows. The Ashfords are aware of a tiny part of it, but no one else is. And you realize that if you do something right, you could essentially hijack this.
Okay. What would I have to do right? Do I know?
Okay. Well, I mean, get rid of the Bulwers is one.
Oh my god.
Or at least quash their ability to maximize on this. One sec.
Take them
Apologies.
down.
Is kind of make them less important, because they're the ones who clearly, Lord Bulwer is, in your mind, he's the mastermind here. That is obvious to you. The Ashfords, completely ignorant, like they are stooges. They think they made a really cunning trade deal with one house, when in fact the Bulwers have made it so they've made a cunning trade deal with about a half dozen that are key areas of the Reach. The only thing that the Bulwers don't essentially have a hook in, it would be the red wines. However, the red wine's ability to spread their shit more inward is controlled by the Bulwers, meaning you think maybe one of the things Ormond could do here right now in this party is get some kind of deal with the red wines. So basically, if you can secure a deal with the red wines first,
Okay.
you win.
Okay. Red wines?
However,
Red wines.
Yep.
red wine.
Well,
However,
red wine.
a excuse me, Jennifer comes up to you.
Mm-hmm.
She looks so beautiful. She looks great tonight. Her hair is like fully done up. It's shiny.
Mm-hmm.
Her skin is dewy.
Mm-hmm. Whose eye is she trying to catch tonight?
Somebody's. But she's like, Lady Vivian, like, you look so gorgeous, and she grasps your hands and goes for like a kiss. But as she like goes to kiss your cheek, she goes, "There's a problem. There's something wrong with Mariella. You need to come with me."
Okay.
It goes, "You must see." And like she's like immediately making an excuse for you, like.
Okay. Oh my god. What's her name? Delilah.
Yeah, she's
Can
here.
I have her keep Ormond and Ashella away from the red wines? Because I know she's just as charming as that.
So yeah, neither of them are here right now.
Oh,
but
okay.
yes, but
Then
I mean, you can warn them. You can be like, hey, if any of those two show up, like divert, right? Yeah, I mean, she's a part of your cabal. You don't need to really. She goes, I deserve an explanation later, but of course. I hope you will share.
Of course I will.
Good. I was like, oh, Ta, darling. I'll make sure it's done. And then she just kind of like snaps her fingers. She goes, "Meeseeks," and just the most. I mean, you've seen him before. His just this really scarred as fuck man who around his mouth there are like scars and stuff. Bald. One of his eyes is sort of like off. And she just like whispers into her hands and then begins to like talk to other people. She's starting stuff. She's doing stuff. You think that if you are absent, you've got your people here that will like divert. Good thinking.
Okay, then yeah, I'll immediately follow Jennifer to my daughter as to the one person who never does anything wrong. Something's happened to her, so it must be huge. Who the fuck messed with my baby?
It was me. Absolutely. Sorry, everything's going crazy. There we go. You rush off with Jennifer. She's like, "Oh, it's simply divine," and then you walk past a certain point. Like, haha, okay, yeah, I just like Palpatine after a Senate meeting. Just fucking. Just fucking
done. The music starts playing. It's like, I bring death to whoever fucked with my child.
Yeah, you rush off. Mariella, you are you were in your bed, but you're like, I can't breathe. The air is too hot. That was just the feeling. Everything is too hot. Your body feels too hot. So you are currently sat. Essentially, this is what's happened. I'm just going to tell you and you tell me if you've complied.
Cool.
Servants have come in and picked your bed up and moved it onto the balcony.
What the fuck?
Like, so you're still comfortable.
No.
They've moved the furniture out there. You have a very
Rich
large
people,
balcony.
baby.
You have a huge balcony. You could have at least 30 people out here. So, you've moved out of balcony. The cold air out here is a lot nicer on your lungs, but you feel really hot.
I don't think I would have been cool with the bed. It's like, I'm sure I have like a some sort of like chaise lounge or something, and it's like, I'm pointing at that. It's like that.
You do. You're like, don't move the bed. You're like, don't move the bed, and they're like, no.
Can I talk at all? It's like, have I?
No.
Okay, that's cool.
Unfortunately,
and
you're
it's
just
like
like
immediately like, and I'm like,
yeah,
pointing
you're
at
trying to stop them. They
Yes.
stop. Yeah, they'll. with your permission, they'll move you over there. Though they're not. They
Oh
don't
my
want.
God.
They
If it
you
means
hear
my
like
bed can stay in place, that's fine.
sure, yeah. So they'll move you. However, they still take some of like the pillows and stuff and make it like extra comfy.
That's fine, whatever.
And you lay back, and they place like a light silk veil over you.
Am I still in like
and
my blood-soaked gown?
so if you would allow them, they would like want to get you out of it, but they don't know. They're afraid to like. Constance has sort of told them like, nope, don't touch anything. Don't touch anything. You're pretty sure that's what she's doing. She's stopped touching you. Your hearing is starting to come back, and you still hear your heartbeat, but as you breathe the air, you can now hear people's voices.
Okay.
But it is every time you've tried to speak or put effort to your throat, it has been incredibly painful.
I would say once I'm in my room, I totally try to look in a mirror, because if my eyes are still washed in red, I want to know, like, am I just bloodshot? It's like, is this just blood in my eyes?
Yeah, so yeah, I would say fine. You're like look at the mirror, but like no one's really letting you get near it. But because you kept pointing at it, you notice that Mina has brought you like a silvered hand mirror.
That's fine.
And you look into it. I mean, again, all you see is red. That's the only color you really perceive. Everything is just a tinge of red.
I kind of
so your eyes do look red.
Yeah, then I also tilted down to like look at my throat.
There's nothing.
It's fine.
It looks fine.
Lovely.
It's
awesome.
it's like it looks a different color a little bit, like it's maybe like, you know, like when you like slap skin really hard and the blood rushes to it. It looks like there's just like a lot of like blood underneath. Like it's maybe not as
blood,
like
got it. Yeah.
yeah, exactly like that, because it's like a very different pallor from your face essentially. But yeah, you've kind of just been like relaxing, breathing the air in. The sound is coming back. You feel like you're getting better. The pain in your body is beginning to slowly leave you, but the pain in your throat remains. Vivienne, you've been brought to your daughter's room, and there is like essentially like just not like it's not like a ton of servants you don't know. These are like the higher ranking veteran servants that you know has known Mariella since she was like a little baby girl. So these are the servants you know you can trust. You know the names of these like 4 servants that are here. So it looks like Constance or whoever brought Mariella, if this is like a scandal, if this is bad, you don't know what this is. Clearly you definitely have like they've brought the right servants.
Okay.
But you come in and they show you, and you see Mariella just like looks like trying to catch her breath, laying on a chaise lounge. People are like near her, but it looks like giving her space. You see there's blood all over her dress. And looks like some dried blood on like the side of her face. What do you do?
Okay, I guess I'll ask Constance to give me, and only Constance, because I'm not about to have a bunch of people talking at me at once, to give me a rundown of what happened.
Constance goes, I don't know. Mariella had gone behind the veil out of sight. Mina and I were just coming back there to try and kind of get some extra wine. We saw we saw Lady Mariella, and she looked in pain, so we went over to her, and then blood just came out of her mouth. Okay. A lot of it. Right. And I thought she fell, but then she just got up and she looked confused. And she still seems confused.
Have you messaged Thorsten to come see her immediately?
We have dispatched a runner, but nothing's come yet.
Okay. And she's not. Why is she still in her dresses? You've been keeping.
We were afraid to jostle her or shake her too much. I don't know what's wrong, and I don't want to be the cause of any more pain
Understood.
to her.
All right, get me a bowl of cool water and some rags so we can just keep her cool and comfortable.
Yeah, they nod and they will begin to
Okay.
do that.
And I'll just go over to Mariella and just sit on
Yeah.
the ground next to her bed and just see. Mariella, can you hear me?
You can. You can hear your mother's voice.
Yeah, like open up my eyes and like I nod.
Yeah.
Okay.
You notice your mother doesn't look as red as everything else. She actually has a bit of her own color to her.
Okay.
Very odd. It's Technicolor.
You don't have to worry about anything. I'm here. Everything is fine, and you're safe. Constance told me what happened. Are you able to speak?
It's like I feel like that's the moment where it's like
Mm-hmm.
It's alright. It's alright. We're going to get you. I brought in some cool water to keep you cool. And do you want to change out of your bloody dress?
yeah, it's like I think like she tries to sit up and it's like, is anything telescoping now?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I think like she kind of nods and like I think
Your
it's
vision isn't tunneled anymore. It's like
like
opened
yeah.
up.
I
Things have
I feel
seemingly
like
calmed down.
part of like when they were like trying to like move my bed out to the balcony and things, it's like she had probably like gone and gripped like paper and like scribbled it down and
Mhm.
like shown it to Constance like stop. It's like
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's fine.
yeah. So like she probably scribbles like yes please.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just start getting her a new dress and
Yeah, absolutely.
You
There's-
haven't picked
there-
out my dress in a while. It's been a few years.
Mhm. Looks like, yeah, there's definitely some new, really beautiful stuff that she could wear.
yeah, just something
And when you are are you letting the servants undress her, or are you as her mother
I'm
undressing? You're cutting out. What?
Oh, okay. I said I'm doing it. I'm the one who's doing
Okay,
it.
absolutely. Okay, perfect. That's what I assumed. Yeah, so you're unlacing. I mean, again, you did this for years. You know exactly what to do. And yeah, and I imagine you're also maybe taking that moment to look over her,
Yeah, 100%.
and for signs of something. And I think you tell me if I'm wrong, but you are maybe a little worried that what they saw wasn't quite what happened, and that because that was a symptom you had when you miscarried.
Yup, panic.
So you're worried that like, okay, Mariella hasn't told me something. Let's see if there's signs.
I would hope that my daughter would tell me if she's like had relations. I would hope.
Yeah.
But she has also kept. She's also pretty tight-lipped on everything. So, but yeah, I do just.
So you will. Yeah, I think you can take this time.
Yeah.
So why don't you make a healing diagnose check? The TN's going to be really low because you've experienced this,
Understood.
the thing you're exactly looking for.
Just healing, then.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. 8.
Yeah. TN 6. You're like, okay, no, that didn't happen. Like you looked for all the signs. No, she wasn't pregnant. She wasn't miscarried. You're like, yeah, no, she's fine. She's okay. And you are confident in looking at her body. She looks okay. She has actually like some color, some like good color to her. She doesn't look sick. She just looks a little out of sorts. But they said a gout of blood.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't know, Constance sometimes maybe tends to exaggerate. So she loves a good story.
Granted, there's a disconcerting amount on the dress, but like
yeah,
there is a lot on the dress. That's true.
I'll keep that aside because Thorsten's been really weird about blood lately, so I don't know what that's about.
It's been strange.
Super weird, but
you know what? Thorsten's always been strange, but you love him still.
I love him so much. Goodness. So yeah, I'll just make sure to keep that aside so that he can have that to examine or whatever he needs to do his mace to things with.
Absolutely. So you assure yourself that your daughter again, you're not a maester, but nothing that there's no mark on her. She wasn't stabbed. She definitely didn't have that didn't happen. She's okay.
Okay. And once I get her into, I think something that's nothing as high formal as Wormwood would requested. So
Sure.
definitely something simple and elegant. So if she wants to get up, she can. But just something that's easy and easily manageable.
Absolutely. So you do it at any point, Mariella, do you take your mother's hand or grip her arm or touch her in any way?
I think so.
Excellent.
It's slightly hesitant, and it's like maybe it's gone away. Whatever the fuck that is, maybe it's gone away. It's like my visions are getting better. It's like I'm not getting.
All right, Vivienne, can you just make me a will test? Do you have any specialties in will? No.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I do not.
Okay, yeah, just a will test then.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, that's a fail. What, as she's dressing you, as you're dressing her and you feel your daughter touch you for assurance, and you feel back to when you remember that conversation you had with her when she was 9, when she sat in the windowsill and all that stuff. What is going through your thoughts right now? What is in D&D terms, your surface thoughts?
Yeah, I think I'm just Vivienne, you're so stupid, so worried about so much frivolous things. You didn't know what was going on with your own fucking daughter. And then I think it's just constantly, please be okay, please be okay, please be okay.
Yeah. So you hear that, Mariella. You know that your mother doesn't give a shit about this party and is only worried that you're okay. So yeah. So you hear that and you feel that. Quickly jumping Nymora Thorson.
Yes.
Hello.
He goes, yeah, I'm not entirely sure what happened. Someone was arrested, I think. I don't know who. I've just been here making sure that you're okay. And kind of taps you, Nymora. He goes, also, I felt weird about leaving because, and he gestures in the corner, and you see Maester Magoo in all of his glory, just just old man asleep. His eyes are fully open.
But he's asleep.
He's definitely asleep.
And
Thorsten, fucking there he is. You know Maester Magoo. He's the oldest maester you've ever seen, and the only old maester that actually has more chains than you.
Yeah.
He's a legend. You, in fact, the techniques you used to save Vivienne, you modified from his techniques when he wrote it when he was 50.
Mm-hmm.
And which he apparently used to save you.
Yeah. And there he is, and apparently he worked on you. Yeah, and he is just passed out with his eyes wide open, just
the maester sleeps.
Yeah, just
Cedric, can you find me some clothes, please?
we've got some clean clothes coming.
That's right, because I need to go and I need to check on people.
You can't move.
I can move if you help me.
Cedric, he looks at you and he goes, if you move now, you're going to hurt yourself more, and then you'll be useless forever.
He's right.
I hate it.
If I think you need to be somewhere, I will fucking carry you. I'll make you that deal, okay?
All right.
Okay.
All right.
He puts his hand out to you, like you need to fucking stay here. But if shit happens, I will carry you somewhere. And Cedric does not ever coddle or anything like that.
100% straight.
I just flop back on the bed. I'm just staring up at the ceiling. Why do things like this keep happening?
Because we're a house on the rise.
You know what? Prince Oberyn said that too, and I don't fucking believe it because, like, I have seen houses get better, get wealthier before. I mean, I've worked for people briefly, but who are what do you call on the rise? But we don't attract they don't attract fucking assassins who worship snakes or
I mean, everyone covers up everything now, Mora. Who's to say they don't?
but it keeps happening.
Cedric literally shrugs as if it's like, yeah, it does. But that is why we are here. And you keep saving everyone. You saved Valenna. You saved Thorsten. You saved Camilla. You saved Oberyn. Okay?
I don't know. I know I'm not anybody. I know I'm not. I'm not a Weirlight. Yeah, I know that I'm there.
I'm not a fucking Weirlight
No,
either.
listen to me. I know that
Okay.
there are things. It's fucking listen to me, bro.
Yeah.
It's there. I know that there's family things that I'm not privy to. I mean, as every house has secrets.
Yeah, that's
But-
fucking true.
I don't know. I just kind of like roll to the side and point at Thorsten and you. I haven't seen you outside in about 4 months. What the fuck is wrong with you? I think this
My
is the
work.
first. Your work. You're in the basement every hour of every day. What are you doing down there?
I mean, no more. You haven't been in the house in 2 years.
I know.
You've been
No,
Yeah,
but this is
but
just something
but
that
I'm
she just
just like-
says in general because that's something that Thorsten would do.
I mean, and also I think Cedric probably mentioned it to you.
Yeah,
when you
as
guys were
I
hanging
think
out.
I think that when I came here is like when I first saw Thorsten, he had no skin color.
He did not. And Thorsten, you used to be quite brown, but he definitely isn't anymore.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
Yeah, but as you're talking, but yes, Cedric kind of just goes like, I mean, you're not. This talk sounds like you want to leave. You're not going to leave, are you?
What? No. No. I don't have any.
Good, because we need
I-
you.
Look, I might leave for a bit.
What?
It's nothing is. I haven't even heard back. It's not as if it's not even going to really happen. I don't think. But fuck. I can't believe that I have to tell you this. I wrote to my father asking for help finding a husband. So
What? Why would
Thorsten
you need
says
help?
what as well.
Yeah. He goes, okay, despite the thing that I hope I don't need to say, how would you
Listen,
have
let's-
trouble finding a fucking husband?
because I am it's 27 summers, because I am a fighter, because I am not classically beautiful, because I am a bastard, and you pick any one of those.
I mean, Namora, I've always thought you were beautiful.
Thanks.
Ah, you are. Your eyes, your hair, the hair, your skin, the way you kill a fucker, like.
Truly, my heart flutters at your words.
He
But-
laughs. But I'm just saying, you fucking
It-
need your
no.
father's help.
Because it has to be. Because I need his help, because I need to find someone who will tolerate me and my the things. I need to find someone who's okay with me having a paramour, and I need to find somebody.
Right. Right. Okay. All right. Well, okay.
And
So, well, why would you want one then?
And I need somebody who is above me in station, ideally.
Okay. Okay.
I want a child. I want a baby.
Yeah, he kind of looks at you and he's like, "Oh."
And I am not going to bring a child into this world. This is just another. I want them to have something more than I had growing up. I don't want them to have to leave at 16 and go almost die in a desert to find who their family is.
All right. Well, I mean, I'll try to help you out if I can.
Like I said, I wrote to
Mhm.
my lords, Mary.
I mean, I will say, Naimora, you literally just described Cedric.
Mhm.
He is above you in station. Like he tolerates your presence. He knows about the thing that you.
Fucking marry into the asteroids. Now all of a sudden.
listen, you wanted to hook up with an asteroid.
You want answers? You want answers, and you want to listen.
I mean, I will just say, out of character, you did very much just describe Cedric.
Yeah. And he knows you can kill.
Yeah, I think as you're talking, I think that dawns on Namora as he's staring at him like, dangerous. Like,
This is the list of people that I'm going to make if I'm not married by 30 pact with is growing.
Accurate.
But yeah, I wrote to him. I think I wrote to him like months ago at this point.
Yeah, it was months ago.
And I haven't heard anything.
Not yet, no.
Yeah.
I will say it takes like at least a month of travel to get there. Like and also shit happened, dangerous, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely. But as you say that, and Cedric goes, "Oh, well, I'll help if I can." A servant runs into the room. None of you recognize. You also are like, you have no idea what gender they are.
Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, they're like very like puckish, strange hair, big eyes, freckles, and they're just like, I was told Maester Thorsten to be found there.
Oh, yes. What can I do for you?
Oh shit. Comes over and goes, and like comes over and whispers to you, Thorsten, and goes, Lady Mariella has vomited buckets of blood and is now acting strange. They need you.
Okay. And I get up.
You're like,
can you?
Oh!
Yeah. I'm in pain. I'm in pain, but I push through it.
Does he wake Magoo?
No.
Do you need me to roll will at all to do this?
I need you to roll endurance.
Okay. Oh. How the hell did I roll? Oh, because of my wounds and injury.
You're wounded, my dude.
Incredible.
Yeah. Hilarious. You go, I'll just get up and just down immediately. And Cedric goes, are you fucking kidding me? Fuck.
I was just like, you're gonna have to carry him. Is what you're going to have to carry.
Yeah, and he goes, okay, what's the problem? He can barely move, and he goes,
I say it as I'm trying to
say it. Yeah, he goes, Lady Mariella has. It says it quietly, but both Naimora, you hear this. Lady Mariella has coughed up buckets of blood, apparently. And she's in. I think she's in her room, but she needs a maester.
Yeah, Cedric, you gonna carry fucking both of us?
Cedric goes like, are you fucking? Yeah. And he just immediately just calls out and goes, Kale! And Kale comes in from guarding the door and goes, get your ass over here. And Kale is going to help you, Thorsten, move. And he's like, I fucking shouldn't have said like shit come out of my fucking mouth. And Cedric just picks you up, Nymora.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold you to it.
Yeah.
Can I have had clothes on?
Yes, no, he gave you the
you.
change of clothes.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so Kale and Cedric begin to move Thorsten and Vivian out, and I believe that is where we will take our break. Please stick with us to see how this this goes. When we come back, we will see what is the fate of the house and Bleak Ormond and all of these things.
What's going on?
Yeah, so until then, go to the bathroom, do all that stuff. See you in 15 minutes.
Woo.